Came all the way down here to record this video. I almost lost the knife. So good morning, good afternoon, good whenever you guys are watching this. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Crawforge TV. This is an episode I've been promising for a long time. I promised it last week as well. It just didn't end up working out. That is my review of the M1 Combative Edge, you guys. I've been in love with this knife since I got it, probably a month and a half ago. I just love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. So, let's just jump into the basics of it. Obviously, the first thing you talk about is going to be your aesthetics. I think the aesthetics of this thing are phenomenal. I love the lines that you have, the curves. It gives it a very sexy look. Gives it a very refined look at the same time. I don't think they're overdone, because you can certainly overdo it with curves like this, like the recurve in the belly if you're too aggressive, the recurve at the top, the too aggressive of a tip. I think this one is done. Excuse me, I'm trying to record here, cat. I think this one was done extremely well. I think it has just aggressive lines while not being overly aggressive and still maintaining a sexy, sleek quality to it. Your handle material is going to be aluminum. It's going to be aluminum handles right down here with just some jimping on the sides to help you get a better grip on there. Some jimping at the top of the knife as well. Get a really good grip on this. It's not too large of a handle. It fits nicely in my hand. The handle's a little bit long at the bottom, but that's not bad. I have plenty of room. I can kind of choke up or choke down as I need to. The jimping means it stays in my hand really, really well. I don't have to worry about losing it. And if I'm using my thumb on top, that jimping at the top up here also provides really great surface and really great grip. I don't feel like my thumb is going to slip off at any time on this either. Now, this knife was designed as a fighting knife. It's designed as a self-defense fighter. I think it does that job really well. The nice buoy tip. The buoy's a classic fighting knife. And it's got really aggressive, like I said, with those curves. That belly right there on that recurve provides you with a really nice cutting surface. And yeah, I just think it's a well-designed knife in general. The lock bar on the inside does get stuck from time to time right here. That's really, there are several different ways you can fix that, graphite and stuff like that on it. I prefer just to leave it. I don't like to mess with what the makers do. I like them to do the designing. I do the flicking of the knife. Obviously, my version is a assisted open. I almost said automatic. It's not automatic. It's an assisted open. So mine, all I have to do is just touch it a little bit and it flies right out. I also have the flipper on the back that I can use. I prefer to use the thumb studs, but if you like flippers, it does have a flipper on the back. This knife does come in a manual and an automatic version. If you're looking into those, I highly recommend that you go check your state's laws, make sure that it is legal for you to own an automatic knife. I know in California, for example, an automatic knife cannot be more than 2 inches long. So make sure you're keeping that in mind, you guys. But if you've never owned an automatic or an assisted open, I highly recommend them. They're just a whole lot of fun. This knife with those aluminum handles I was talking about, it's extremely lightweight for its length. We talked about this in the last EDC video. It's an incredibly long knife. It's 3.8 inches on the blade. The handle's even longer than that. But you don't notice it when it's in your pocket. I don't notice it when it's in my hand. It's just kind of there, and it feels so good. I cannot recommend this knife enough, you guys. If I had one complaint to make about this knife, it would probably be the sharpness that it came in when it got here. Now that could very well be English. That very well could have been just a defect on mine, but it's something to think about. When you pay this much money for a knife, you want to make sure that you're getting something sharp as well. This one did sharpen up really easily. I was able to sharpen it up. It's still got a little bit of ways to go before it's hair-poppingly sharp, but it's well on its way, you guys. The steel on it is going to be, and I'm going to make sure that I get this right, the CPM PSF27. Now, without going into too much detail about CPMs and D2 and the different types of steel, basically what this is is it's a variation of a D2 steel, which you guys have seen me use back on the F3s a long time ago now. This is basically the CPM version of that steel, the D2 steel. D2 is a almost stainless. It's nearly stainless steel. It's not quite. There's not enough chromium in it. Like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll put a video out eventually covering kind of what makes steels the way they are. But for right now, this is basically the CPM version of that, which means it's a more homogeneous piece. It's a more uniformed piece. Helps cut down on your carbide size. It's good steel. I like it. I have yet to use it personally, but I look forward to getting to it. I love D2 steel, so if this stuff is just the upgraded version of D2, I am all about that life. This is the M1 Combative Edge, and it does receive my seal of approval, you guys. There are links down below if you want to check this out. It will take you to Amazon. You can go look at it for yourself. Amazon does have a variation of different colors, different automatic, manual, and assisted openings. Go check it out. You guys do yourself a favor. Give it a like, you guys. Leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, and give it a share if you felt like it deserved it. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm fond of all your faces, and I will see you on Monday.